Good evening, you fucking legends. You, that's right. I said we were going to switch it up. We switched it up. No more ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen is dead. Moving on from it. By the way, new merch already set up for the Good Evening, You Fucking Legends. So we're going to be running with that for some time now. We've got a lot to talk about. Just a brief cap of what the show is going to be about. Zero booze delusion. Hey. Drinking in moderation. Often not bad for you. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. NASA's working on yeah, that's right. As we do our Wednesday get together, NASA's got a little Armageddon protocol that's going to be in place. They're going to shoot a spacecraft at an asteroid to see how that kind of breaks up at 15,000 miles per hour. So we're going to test our defenses. I think this is Elon just slingshotting one of his Teslas into space directly at an asteroid to see if that's going to do it. Dolly Parton is back in the media. She came out and she said, I think Jimmy Fallon is just neat. He's a handsome feller. So she's got this little crush going on we're going to talk about. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I know how you love prequels. Timothy Chalamet is going to be cast as young Willy Wonka in the new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prequel. We'll touch on it. I'm not super thrilled. I don't know. I get that they were kind of staples for movies, but don't know that they were the best ones. We're going to talk about, I think Urban Meyer is in the clear now that John Gruden has decided to be an absolute stooge. Not going to get too much into detail about what he was having said or anything like that. Obviously, we disagree with all the reports that have come out on what he has said. But is the NFL just in shambles right now? We'll touch on that. 37 final movie lines so good they've gone down in history as the best ever. We're going to touch on them just a little bit. There's a few in there that I think are for our time. In Singapore, they have a robot patrolling for antisocial behavior. I think this thing probably shoots those bean bags out of it just to deter people from doing antisocial shit, which I'm guessing they actually mean, potentially criminal activity. This is exactly what fucking Captain America 2 was about. Like, the entire plot of Captain America 2 was about this, pretty much, okay? Why do people run marathons? Is it the dumbest fucking thing ever? We'll touch on that. And robots, there's a flying robot that can also ride a skateboard and balance on a tightrope. And then last but not least, we're going to head back to the cinema universe, and we're going to talk about how Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has cast Will Poulter to play Adam Warlock. So the discussion we had about Adam Warlock, it is real. He's going to be in the new Guardians, and he's going to be played by Will Poulter, a.k.a. the kid from We're the Millers, who was singing fucking TLC or whatever it was. So yeah, interesting cast. Interesting casting choice. I think he's got more variety. Like, he did Maze Runner. He's been in a few things. But I think people are going to recognize him for his role in We're the Millers. And I don't think that's going to do well for him. But let's talk about it. In the movie and TV universe, the show that has arguably taken the world by storm, okay? Something that you told me we need to talk about, Squid Game. Is Squid Game not the weirdest, most interesting show you have ever seen? How far in are you? I'm edging towards the end of episode 3. Mm-hmm. They're picking out their shapes. That's where I left off. They're put in this room. For whatever reason, there's like a huge playground deal going on. I don't know yet because I haven't seen them play the second game. But let's talk about it, okay? Episode 1. A lot of people hard strapped for cash. They follow one guy in particular in the beginning, and he seems to be kind of the main character, at least a very heavily recurring character at this point. And he's basically just like, yo, I need money. He catches this guy on the street. This guy in the street's like, hey, let's play this game. If you win, I'll give you 100,000 yen or whatever that is. Yeah. But if you lose, I get to smack you in the mouth. And so plays this game. He finally wins. And the guy's like, hey, you want to play more games and win some more money? Let's do this thing right here. And he's like, at first he's like, no. Some shit comes up. All right, let's check this thing out, see what this is about. And they play red light, green light. People are seeing the memes pop up all over the place. Red light, green light. Here we go. That big robot girl that like turns her head and has cameras in it and everything. And I'll leave it at that. It's wild. It's not like they're playing children's games, but they are very detrimental to their health or life, I should say. And this whole plot is kind of getting uncovered. The people who are putting them in these situations are wearing like pink jumpsuits with black masks that have a shape on them. And the whole thing is just shrouded in mystery. At least at this point, we don't know too much just yet. But things are becoming more and more uncovered as the series goes on. What's your take on this? Do you absolutely hate the dubbing of this? It was fucking horrible. But it arguably one of the best shows I've seen so far. And I'm 3 episodes in, and I'm captivated. Like, I'm trying to find time to watch this.
The wife made a good point. She said it's not a show that she would. It's interesting and we like it, but it's not a show we'd like recommend like off the bat. But yeah, dude, it's good, and it caught me interested too. For those of you who don't know, the average like salary that I saw online was like 10 million won is like an average salary per year, because those numbers they were spewing was kind of crazy. I was like, okay, he's in debt 233 million won. I'm like, what? But yeah,
sounds like the United States.
yeah. But yeah, I like it. I like the intrigue. I think the idea is phenomenal. I just think the next seasons are going to get so much more budget that you're going to see the dubbing being better as well. Because the English dub, it's supposed to be set, I believe, in Korea, but it's also like they use like very English dubs on some of them, and you're like, okay, like
super English dubs,
yeah, and then the dubs don't even match the subtitles either, so you're like, So I don't know. I like it. I'm excited. I'm about where you're at. I'm a little bit past that, but that game's pretty. You'll like it.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. Intrigue being the word, because if there wasn't so much hype around this, and I'm usually not one to fall for the hype, but the fact that nobody has really spoiled anything to this point either, and that it's just kind of run its course, like, hey, you got to watch this, you got to watch this, you got to watch this. Not because of X, Y, and Z, but there were very vague explanations as to why this show is as interesting as it is. And so I was like, fine. I started to watch it. Episode 1, I'm like, God, this is hard to get through, simply because the dubbing, I mean, the dubbing is horrible. The acting is not fantastic.
No.
And I think for me, the reason the acting doesn't seem good is because the dubs are so bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if I was just watching this and them speaking Korean, it would probably seem so much better to me than it really does right now.
Oh, absolutely. Because like I said, the dubs don't even match up. It doesn't match up to South Korean. It sounds very, very much like they were just like, yeah, we'll get some voice actors. Doesn't matter who, just get it dubbed over. Because I think they probably didn't believe this was going to be a really popular film. And I'm assuming it was low budget, but I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get into it. Debunking the zero booze delusion. Why moderate drinking is actually fine. So, people, hey, cheers to you. This is what we do on Wednesdays. We moderately drink, and we enjoy ourselves, and we have a good old time.
That's what we do on Wednesdays. See what we do on Fridays.
It's like, I like, by the way, hey, any day that ends in Y, you're going to have a moderate drink. You know what I'm saying? The Telegraph just laid this out perfectly. The puns just came rolling through here. Health risks of alcohol have been hammered for years. Okay, here we go. But basically, it just goes on to say, like, there are certain benefits, you know, like a glass of wine a night, or, you know, a finger or two of whiskey. Like, some of these benefits are, you know, brain cognition, health, you know, heart health benefits and things like that. And while these types of like findings have been out for years, they kind of put it all into one. Hey, here you go. This is why, have a drink or two every couple of nights or whatever. And then that way it just needs to be normalized, because you go into the doctor and they ask, how many drinks do you have a week? And you're just like, fuck, man, I really don't want to answer this because that guy is going to judge me. Yeah, I have a few here and there, which, by the way, if you have a loving fiance that goes to the hospital with you and they ask you how many drinks you had, and like literally the weekend before you had quite a few, she's gonna laugh when you tell the doctor, I've had a number of drinks. But I mean, I think this is great. I think it's so common now for like a drink or two to take place during the week easily. Are you kidding me? I think the people have known this. We don't need doctors for shit like this. We knew this all along.
Hey, beer is just the pop of the adult world. All right,
yeah.
As long as you do it in moderation, you're gonna be okay.
That's right. Well struck, sir. Well struck. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I get what you're saying, but not quite. Yeah, I get it. All right, let's go into the next article. I've been trying to shy away from some of the space stuff, but when things like this come up, I mean, let's just send an asteroid or a spacecraft into an asteroid at 1,000 miles an hour.
I like how it says to test Earth's defenses. No, you just want to see if it'll break up an asteroid, so that if one does happen to come, we'll be able to, do that.
Yeah. And that's just it. Like, if I was a scientist at NASA, this is the type of shit, like, if I got bored one day, this is the type of shit I'd be bringing up. Like, hey, here's an idea, okay? We just got to get the boss on board. Everybody come in here. We'll have a meeting about it. We got to let these fuckers know, like, how fun would it be, do you think? We get the fucking Hubble telescope out, all right? We find an asteroid that's, I don't know, 2 million miles away from our orbit. No big deal, not a problem. And let's just fucking shoot something at it. And here's the thing is, like, where is this asteroid coming from? Because the math to figure out how to hit this thing in stride is going to be astronomical. Captain Kirk going to space. Yes, this is it. Oh my God, this is it. Did you know William Shatner, a.k.a. Captain Kirk in the original Star Trek series, is going to be the oldest person to go into space?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
This is what they're doing. They're setting up fucking Bill Shatner and his crew, and they're going to send them out there and their spacecraft. This is the beginning of Star Trek Enterprise, man, the fucking USS Enterprise.
Never seen Star Trek.
Our way. But don't bother. It's fucking sucks. But here we go. You're going to be seeing some comments here in a little bit. But thank you, Pop Steel, Mom Steel, Perry. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about this. Perry, those of you who don't know about this, Perry is actually currently our top fan on Facebook. Give it up for Perry.
That's right.
We have nothing to do with that, by the way. Perry just sends in about 9,000 comments a week, and he happens to be the guy. Like, wow, this guy contributes a lot. So I think this is like a Jerry Rice thing. Like, nobody's going to beat Perry's record. So kudos to Perry for hanging on to that top fan for probably years to come. As long as this show is still running, I imagine Perry's going to be our guy. But cheers to you, man. But yes, sell the tech to the highest bidder. But who's going to be the highest bidder? What are we doing with this other than just shooting shit into space? Like, what tech
are we talking about here? And here's
is it going to be the railgun? The fucking.
I like how it says to test Earth's defenses. Like, Earth is one unified place. Like, do you think we all come together if a massive asteroid's about to hit Earth? Absolutely not. But like I said, I'm dubbing this the Armageddon
thing too. That way we don't have to sacrifice Bruce Willis and leave his ass on the fucking asteroid to blow.
Okay, that's still on the table.
It is. Like, Bruce, dude, you're like 97 years old. Why don't we just listen to this? You're going to beat Bill Shatner's record. Okay, you're going to be older than him, so you're going to be the oldest person to go into space. And I mean, let's be honest, dude, you're probably tired of shitting your pants as a full-blown 97-year-old man. So why don't you go do us a favor, sacrifice yourself? You know, the tech is down. A fucking EMP hit us or whatever bullshit. And that's the other thing is, like, do we have multiple of these? Like, are we setting up multiple different things at some point to combat this issue? We're just trying to fucking bend one around Earth in case an asteroid gets that close. I mean, the Earth is flat, so we should be all right. We'll be able to just shoot straight at it, no problem.
Oh, yeah. Well, unless it's on the other side, then I don't know how we're going to get to it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
There's not life on the other side. The ocean just falls off.
Is what I hear.
Yep.
Iron Dome, asteroid defense. I don't know about all that, man.
Yeah.
I really don't want all these fucking. I mean,
Listen,
we got enough issues with emissions. Imagine we don't have a fucking way for this thing to breathe, and it's just all these emissions are sitting at the top.
Perry's over here wanting to suit around the world. No. We've seen how that turns out.
That's how we got Ultron. Yeah. That's how we got Ultron. Which we'll talk about this with this robot patrolling for antisocial behaviors. We're there. I think we're there. I don't know, dude. Let's switch gears here a little bit. Dolly Parton, the lovely lady. Everybody knows Dolly, right? Everybody knows.
I can't believe she's still alive. Isn't she old?
She doesn't look good. I mean, you can clearly see she's looking rather fake, rather plastic, if you will. However, she's come out. She weathered. She came out and she just said, "I have a crush on Jimmy Fallon. I have a crush.
Run, Jimmy, run!
I can't." Yeah, yeah. Look at Jimmy Fallon. Oh God, I mean, the age difference has to be 200 years. I don't know. Is there anything about Dolly Parton that is still real anymore? Her voice. That's what it is.
She's still singing.
But I mean, she I will say this though, just from looking at this article and how smitten, quote unquote, smitten she is with Dolly Parton, I think she is willing to work a 9 to 5 on old Jimmy Fallon over there. She's gonna get some. She's got knee pads and a can-do attitude. She's gonna make that crush of reality.
I just feel like Jimmy Fallon's like, it's the equivalent would be like us going to the grocery store and a little old lady being like, "Oh, you're just the most handsomest little feller."
Yeah, it kind of does seem like that. And fun little story. And I haven't told a story about Papa Steel in a while. So we were going to the grocery store one time, right? We get there. We're starting to walk in. This lady's walking out with her groceries, okay? She's like, "Can you help me with getting my pop into the trunk of the car?" I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know who's going to help you when you get home, but that's going to be a whole nother problem for you to figure out." So she asks my dad if I could help her, and my dad is already laughing. The conversation has already turned into his favor, and he just says, "Oh, well, absolutely. He would love to help you out." So here I am helping this old 90, I don't know what she was. She was old, helping her get pop into her car. And that's just like, that was me doing my wilderness explorer duties. You know what I'm saying? The fucking,
you earned your volunteer badge.
Like fucking rustling up. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, long story short, don't get caught with your Padre while you're at a Walmart parking lot, because he will pimp you out for favors for old ladies. So hopefully Jimmy Fallon never gets caught in the parking lot with his dad while Dolly Parton's asking for something. Like, is this a yes? Like, this is like a yes man scenario where the old lady's like, oh, I can't repay you. I don't have any money. And he's like, oh, I can't accept your money. Well, I can repay you in other ways. And she pulls her teeth out. If that's the case, Jimmy, maybe consider, I don't know, I guess. Like Perry said, maybe give it a go.
I just thought of the Blue Mountain State situation where they all want A's.
Oh God, Blue Mountain! I love Blue Mountain State. By the way, if you haven't watched Titans on HBO, the only reason to watch Titans is the fact that the guy who plays Thad Castle plays a character in Titans, and he's kind of the same guy, like maybe a duller version of Thad Castle, but he's still.
I've watched 2 episodes, and I've already met him. I'm like, all right, yep. So you're the same guy.
Yeah. So, and I've hammered this a couple different times on the show. Titans, the acting is okay. The special effects and CGI shit that they do in it are fucking awful. Oh. You could tell they don't pour a lot of money into that. HBO doesn't. However, the storylines are good. So they're on the 3rd season now. Fantastic storylines, a lot of twists and turns. So I'll always recommend it. But yeah, kudos to Jimmy Fallon. If something ever happens with his marriage, he's got a little fallback plan in thine lady that is Dolly Parton. So good on him. Happy for him. Maybe it works out. Maybe it doesn't. Okay. This is your wheelhouse, buddy. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is getting a prequel. This I would be interested in because they don't explain much about Willy Wonka.
Right? I think it's misconstrued my problem with prequels. My problem with prequels is, let's say you watch, I don't know. All right, the Avengers stuff, right? If it's self-isolated to that one character about something about them, that's fine. But do I want to know the events? The Avengers are a bad one. I'm trying to think. Like, if it leads into, like, say the Lord of the Rings. If the Lord of the Rings was done backwards and it was 3, 2, 1, I wouldn't want to watch it. You know what I mean? Or however it's supposed to be done. But
I get what you're saying. Like,
they have to be different situations, like, or different focuses.
Yeah, and so Black Widow just came out last week. Okay, and this is the example I'd like to use because you know what happens to Black Widow. Like, there's no continuation of this character. So to go back and then tell the story, like, they could have plugged this in somewhere else.
And they should have. That way people would have liked the character.
And because, I mean, COVID had something to do with that, but this was already slated to be after Endgame, right? So we already knew she was gone prior to this whole thing taking place. And like, if you listen to some podcasts about it or whatever, they basically just did this to set up the sister to continue on in the MCU.
Oh, I haven't watched Black Widow yet, so don't ruin it for me.
Okay, so...
But Black Widow dies, so...
A good movie, yeah.
Yeah, people said it was slow and boring.
It kind of is. I mean, it kind of focuses on a family theme, which didn't really need.
All right.
But it's Disney, so you can anticipate that one. Even if it's Avengers, you can anticipate that one in every 12 movies, I guess.
Oh, did you see She-Hulk's going to be in the next Avengers cast? I tagged you in that article. They listed the new Avengers team that was going to be.
Yes. So you want to talk about that?
Sure. I'm excited for it. Like, I'm.
So let me see if I can get that list to myself so I can pull it up.
Yeah. I tagged you in it on Facebook, so it might be somewhere there.
But yeah, all right. So what were some of the other characters? So there was She-Hulk for sure. Let's see, I got it pulled up here. She-Hulk was one of them, which is going to put Taskmaster as the main villain. Did you? You haven't seen. Never mind. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. So the new Avengers cast is going to be Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, She-Hulk, War Machine, Sam Wilson's Captain America, Shang-Chi, which I haven't seen yet, Yelena Belova, which is the sister, Shuri's Black Panther, and Wolverine, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for.
What are we thinking?
Do you think they bring back Hugh Jackman for this one Avengers movie as Wolverine, right? And then they kill him off.
Only if they do what Perry is suggesting is they are going to explore the multiverse.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they're already doing that with Spider-Man coming up, with Doctor Strange's movie, Multiverse of Madness. Like they said Captain Marvel's leading it, but if you've seen some of the other movies, you understand that it's probably going to be Doctor Strange because we are going multiversal now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and quite honestly, I think Spider-Man, despite his age, probably plays a big role in it as well in terms of the leadership. I love that War Machine is going to be involved. They're going to make that War of Armors or whatever it is. I showed you the thing for that where it looks like the Punisher is wearing armor. I don't know how true to the story that part is. However, I mean, I thought there was going to be a lull in some of the Marvel stuff. That does not seem to be the case.
There was for about a year or two,
which is what the expectation was. I mean, it was like they were doing maybe a movie or two a year. Now it seems like they're doing 3-4 movies a year.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, we have a lot to look forward to. But yeah, I mean, Willy Wonka, I guess it'll be good. I guess
I had a thought. What if during the Multiverse of Madness at Doctor Strange, you see him interact with some of the what if content? Like, I
would love that. I would absolutely love that.
It's live action for the what if, or it teleports him to like a cartoon world just to kind of I could see them playing something like that too.
I mean, I would love that. I want that to be incorporated. I don't want that to just be like its own isolated thing because everything up to this point has not been that. And so to do that now would seem kind of, off key for what Marvel is attempting to do. And by the way, I mean, What If was incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you could have got rid of the Thor episode. The Thor episode was kind of a fucking bust, in my opinion. But I just think that what they did with the What If and all the little
it was beautiful. They just made it work great.
What they did with Ultron wasn't just this one-off anymore. I'm sure there is a storyline where that does happen. I don't want to give too much away, but I enjoyed it. And the fact that they're already slated for a second season, that's going to be incredible. I'm not entirely sure where they go from here because it seems like, I mean, what the Watcher does and everything seems like it was going to happen further down the road. Mm-hmm. However, with the finale and everything, what he ends up doing, like I said, I'm trying not to spoil it. I'm trying to be as vague as I possibly can. But at the same time, it's something you have to watch. And I know all the Marvel fans have watched it at this point. If you're a DC fan, I don't know, you probably fucking huff glue or something anyways, because that franchise has been that not so much the comic franchise. Let me stop right there. Not so much the comic franchise, but the movie franchise has been a bust. So if that's what you enjoyed, Bryce, I'm not knocking your shit or anything, but they haven't done well yet.
Except with Aquaman. That's really the only thing that's kind of keeping me with that universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think once they do a solo Flash movie, maybe it'll be good. Ezra Miller's not the Flash to me.
I like Grant Gustin. I really did. I thought he played it really well. You know what I mean?
And maybe DC does the same thing. They play with the multiverse. Oh, next thing you know, hey, fucking here's Grant Gustin. Whoop-de-doo. Here we go. Let's bring him on. And I think that was a rumor. I don't know if that's going to be true or not. But, I mean, if that's the case, give me fucking Stephen Amell as Arrow.
Oh, absolutely.
But give me a universe where he doesn't stop killing people. Like, he just continues on the absolute rampage. Very well said. DC is the Atlanta Falcons of comic book world, 28-3. Enough said. Well, you know what? Let's just get into it while we're on the subject, and we'll kind of touch on this very briefly. But the NFL is in a state of despair right now because John Gruden immediately had to resign after they found out that there was emails that he was using like racial and homophobic slurs and all this stuff. And oh shoot, who was I watching? Where they brought up the point, it was like John Gruden explains that like he was embarrassed that somebody saw the emails, basically. Not that he sent them, not that he like said those things, but because he got caught, basically. And quite honestly, I don't think we're going to hear about Urban Meyer anymore. I mean, kudos to Urban Meyer, I suppose. He is out of the deep waters at this point.
Here's the question. The NFL Players Association is actually wanting to have released to them all the emails from Washington, right? And you got to think all these emails were probably within the Washington franchise, were probably inter team, like probably went team to team. And so if these emails were going to all these owners and stuff like that, does that mean we're going to see just a house cleaning of everything? I mean, because owners probably don't care. Owners won't budge at all, but so they're fine. But like maybe half the league's head coaches were contemplating back. You know what I mean?
I think you're right. I think we see, honestly, at this rate, Urban might come out unscathed just because, like, first of all, this is his first year in the NFL. But I'm willing to bet when you think is a relaxed environment and you're just sending an email to one of your buddies, one of your other coaches or whatever, that this is going to come to light that there is a lot of this going on throughout the NFL.
And it's not like there's like these comments were made in the 60s or the 70s, back when it was, unfortunately it was socially acceptable back then. This was 2012 when we were trying to make progress and trying to make change. This stuff was going on. So I completely agree with him getting hammered the way he is and stuff. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more people go down for this kind of thing. And, it's not like he was a 14-year-old who didn't know anything about life. He was 40 years old, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And the way John Gruden is as a human being, it was probably somewhat aggressive. Like I have to imagine it was fairly aggressive.
After watching Hard Knocks, this doesn't surprise me. Like I get it. Like his personality and everything. And there's not room for it. I mean, you can't do it.
No. And like I said, so simply because I'm not an Ohio State fan, I was all over the Urban Meyer story. And then I'm like, fuck, I don't know if Urban's that bad of a guy now in the grand scheme of things. Like, yeah, he got caught picking the girl up at the bar like a bowling ball, but I really don't think.
Yeah, I think he's all right now. I think he's all right now.
But let me say this, though. What he did was wrong. But in the grand scale of like this coming into light and potentially, I mean, they're going to do this I don't think it's going to stop at just Washington. I think they're going to do this. Not. They're going to do this for every organization now. Yep. Every organization.
Yep. You're going to see, I bet before this is over, we see at least one more head coach fired for this stuff because you got to think all the coaches that could have been working for Washington or that were underlings somewhere else could have been emailing back and forth. And so I'm curious on if it's going to be, if he sends the email to that person, are they going to get reamed because they didn't bring it up? Or is it going to be something like, oh, if he sent the email, then they sent stuff back? If that's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm wondering to what extent are they going to be firing people? So.
Beats me, but
Yeah.
I mean, we might be getting a lot of college coaches just getting bumped up to the pros here soon. I'm excited for it. Let's run the fucking West Coast offense, baby. That's what the Bears are going to have to do to be successful for the rest of this year. So
I think Fields is going to be really good for you guys, and I'm excited for it. But
I had to make a decision. I did, in fact, drop him in our league currently because
it was smart. Pick up Joey B, dude. He's putting up numbers, dog.
Russell Wilson's out. I'm just going to leave it at where it is, and not really talk too much about what my strategy is at this point. But you got a buzzsaw in Seth coming up this week. All right.
Okay, yeah, but I took his running back he wanted, Myles Gaskins, which I only paid $28 for in fantasy, and you guys just didn't even bid on him. So, well, Seth.
I mean, I've only bid like a total of $12 so far.
Hey,
so I think
you know what? Hey, if it wins me games, I'm like, I want to win now.
So let's jump over to this. Like I said, we do have a lot of movie and cinema news today. 37 final movie lines so good they have gone down as the best in history. Now, I don't know about final movie lines, but I don't know that these. I mean, That'll Do, Pig. That one's probably it. I didn't agree with a ton of these. I think some of these simply got in because of the movies that they are in. And I'm not going out of my way to be like, oh, that was the best ending ever. Although the So Long Partner is a gift that I use quite often. So if there was one that was going to go down in history for me, it definitely would be the Toy Story So Long Partner.
Which one's is that your number one?
I don't know. I didn't really care about the no, I don't think I will deal.
No,
it was like, okay, we know you went back in time and fucking laid pipe to old Peggy Carter after you kissed her granddaughter, whoever the fuck she was, her niece.
Oh,
in
you
real
think you ever
life.
told her about that?
Oh. What if he was like, that's a good one. Do you feel like a punk? What if, all right, let's say, hear me out. Cap goes back in time, okay? He's smooching on Peggy, and he's like, fuck, man, I should have just stayed in regular times. Your niece really knew what to do with her tongue. And so I got to go. I got to get these Infinity Stones back home. And then just fucking ghosts her and never comes back. I mean, give me that what if. Give me that what if.
Oh.
Oh God! Do you feel Lucky Punk is a good one? I don't know. So Long Partner's got to be up there because we grew up with that one. That is, I mean, Shutter Island was a great movie. I
don't know these quotes. Like half of them, I have no idea what.
How the fuck did Sky High? Sky High is like an old Disney movie, like about. We talked about this. This is like kids, like because when we talked about the boys having their own spinoff where they're in college and things like that. I mean,
how is there not a Nemo one? Finding Nemo of I'm going to touch the butt because I think I quote that quite a few times throughout the week.
Is your wife just fucking tired of you? Or
I'm probably gonna die soon.
but that's not a finishing line though. That's not the end.
I mean, it could be a finishing line, but I mean,
I
got you.
I don't know that any movie. I'm not like, oh, this is the best fucking movie because of the last line of the movie. If that's what I'm anticipating to be the best part of the movie, I'm not gonna watch it.
Not at all.
So that's a good one. That might be actually this scene right here might be.
I didn't know that was the ending line. Like I had no idea that was the last line. Is it the last line or is it just like? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I don't think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess I'll fucking watch it again. If it is, beautifully played, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the whole like watching people disappear. It's a Disney movie. It's a Marvel movie. It's a superhero movie. You don't ever anticipate them losing at any given point. You're like, you watch this because you know you're like, oh, they're getting their ass kicked. All right, here comes the comeback. Like, there's no secret that they're going to come back. But the fact that they made this 2 separate movies, which allowed them to do this, fucking brilliant. Kudos.
Remember all the hype that was leading up to that the Endgame too? That was crazy. That was like a whole cultural movement, dude.
I remember going to the theaters with you to watch this movie, and it was like it had to piss so bad, running out. I run back in, you go to leave, and you're like, "Darn Wakanda," and as you're fucking running out. I was like, okay, good. That way we could catch the other person up when they came back from the bathroom. Like, listen, if you're going to go see movies and you know it's a long one, have a buddy system, okay? That's what you need to do. Rod and I have perfected this.
Or a
catheter.
catheter.
Also perfected getting absolutely fucking boozed up before going to see a midnight release of Black Panther. Don't really recommend that because you will get sleepy as you sober up in the middle of the movie, and it's not the best way to watch a movie, but I'm thinking now that I'm looking at it, I think, oh God, probably has to be one of the top ones. But I mean, like some of these movies, I don't even fucking know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Man.
I don't know. Is there a movie line in general that you would argue being one of the best?
I like That'll Do Pig. I've used That'll Do Pig like my entire life. So I just insert people's names into it. I'm like, that'll do, Maddie. That'll do.
Mine probably way out from left field, but gotta love the dude. Where's my car? Where the lady's in the fucking drive-thru, and then
absolutely.
No, and then no, and then and then.
Oh, or same.
But no, fucking just the disappointment from finding out what that was from. Just the sheer disappointment from finding out that was from. I don't know, dude. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, we now know is guaranteed to have Adam Warlock. But the casting isn't what people probably would have guessed. I mean, he looks like he's in decent shape. He looks like a good-sized dude and everything.
He looks like he could have the hair.
Yeah, I really think, like, as I'm looking at it more and more, I can see him playing the character. It's just, to me, I'm so entrenched in seeing him as the kid from fucking role models that it's just hard to get out of that mental state.
You mean We're the Millers?
Yeah. Not role models. Yeah, you get.
Yeah, I don't really see him too much in that, like, because it made him look like such a dipshit. But now, I mean, he just look like another dude, man. I can't. I don't see it too much. Like, I see a lot of his like Maze Runner stuff more.
Okay. And his name like Gilly or something in Maze Runner or some shit like that. I could see that where he's kind of got this hard ass attitude. Looks like a tiny fucking Perry. This is why you're number one fan, buddy. This is the energy that you bring to the show. But I mean, I've thought on a couple different ones. Maybe they've gotten it wrong with casting. I was a little curious to see how Mark Ruffalo was going to do as Hulk. Nailed it. Tom Hiddleston, they nailed the look. However, when he first came in as Loki, I was a little questionable. Honestly, when they first cast Chris Hemsworth, if you go back and you watch the original Thor, they dyed his hair so fucking blonde. Like his beard, his eyebrow, like everything. I was like, this ain't it, man. Like, I get, like, the blonde hair is the look for Thor, but you guys really went over the top with this, I feel like. And so I was a little curious about
Took him a while to get that whole character right, too.
Yeah. I mean, the third movie, I think they finally figured it out, but that was a tough one to deal with. And so maybe this is the move, you know? Maybe this is But I'm excited. I'm excited that they are going to actually be like, oh shit, that's Adam Warlock, because they talked about that 16 fucking movies ago in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Thought he was going to play a big role in Endgame or something because he's supposed to be such a powerful character.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, he was originally the one that has the Soul Stone.
Yeah, he can travel in and out of the Soul Stone, like in the Soul World or whatever.
So maybe this is another look. Maybe Black Widow does come back. Maybe the original Gamora does return. Maybe they figure out what to do with Red Skull since he's guarding the Soul Stone, you know? And this becomes a whole other thing. We'll see. All I give shit about is Chris Pratt reprising his role as fucking Star-Lord, because aces. Maybe the best casting I've seen.
Well, they can't. Gamora and them can't come back because if you think about it, the Soul Stone doesn't exist anymore. So,
do we do like an Infinity War Part 2 where fucking this timeline Adam Warlock as the Soul Stone it gets taken? Something to think. Hey. Something to think about. That's all I'm saying. Something to think about. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I'm sure Marvel's got it figured out. Just so far, not yet. All right. I tried to get away from it for too long. Let's talk about it, dude. Robots are running the fucking world, man. Robots are running. These things are making me a little nervous here, okay? I don't really want to see this thing strolling down my street, strolling down my alley.
Just watch the What If series. I don't want to have to think about robots.
I know. Like, hey, like, listen. Robots, and if they're out looking for antisocial behavior, I think this thing is Ultron. Like, it's letting us think that we created it. However, it implanted this idea in our head. We created it. Now it's real. Let's get past this advertisement.
You got sound going in this.
Well,
I didn't realize you could get sound. Good for you.
Let's get past it.
This holiday,
get away from the advertisements. Good Lord, that's on me.
Not for ourselves.
Do we get paid for the advertisement too?
No, I wish it worked like that. Anyways, so they're calling this thing Xavier too. It's fucking reading people's minds. This thing kind of looks like Professor X. Professor X was a robot, anyways.
Is it because he's in the
real wish list for our neighbors facing hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
A new weapon against insecurity. But guess what? These things are causing some unease there in Singapore. Look at this thing. I'm pretty sure this shoots fucking rubber bullets at people. I'm just kidding. I don't actually know if that's true or not.
Like the doll, and it's just rubber bullets.
Yeah. Here we go. Look at this thing. What the fuck is that? Imagine walking down the street. You see this thing, and it just like looks you right in the eye. You're one antisocial motherfucker, aren't you?
Undesirable social behavior. So, like, what does it consider undesirable social behavior?
Pooping in the streets would probably be one if I had to guess. You want to really test this thing? Send it down to
San Francisco. Hold a bag under your ass?
New York. Yeah. Send it to San Fran. Send it to New York, and we'll really see if this thing does what it's supposed to do. Yep. So we'll have it. This is exactly like I talked about. This is the exact plot of Captain America 2, Captain America Winter Soldier, where he's like, hey, we got the fucking Triskelions, and they've got this software implanted in them that's like based on fucking bloodlines or some shit. It is like, hey, that guy's going to be a criminal. Let's just get rid of the problem now. And I think you're going to have one bad day. You're going to be on the phone and say, like, the word fuck, and this thing is going to be like, just
imagine someone just having a really bad day. This thing accidentally running into them, and they just destroy this thing. They just flip it over.
When it finds it, what does it do? Graham, I don't know. Nobody has lived to tell you what it does.
Facial recognition being installed on it? Why would you want that? Why would you want something so intrusive? Just roaming the streets. I don't know.
From the sounds of it, the people of Singapore were not informed of this situation.
And sure,
just like, hey, by the way,
Lord.
yeah, I'm torn. I really am. Because if this one day replaces law enforcement, cool. I think that's a great idea. That way,
Yeah.
it takes the human error out of it. 2, if it's programmed to be like, all right, unless you're drawn upon, don't shoot kind of situation, then if this gets destroyed, all right, we're out.
Well, here's the question too.
Really fucking expensive, but
we always say take the human error out of it. Why don't we say take the technological error out of it? Because think about it. There's going to be errors in programming. We saw it with the Tesla thing where it just ran into fucking cops. So, I mean, what about the tech error? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, the tech error is still human error then because it wasn't programmed properly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, in the grand scheme of things.
Right. So it doesn't really take much away unless it's a self-learning AI, and then you end up with Ultron. So I mean, you can't have either or. So
if it's just in Singapore, give me the Ultron. Like if it just doesn't have the ability to fly somewhere, give me the Ultron. Now, if it has the ability to fly, it's got arms, it walks, it talks, and all this shit, that's maybe not.
I mean, if you get Ultron there, even if it can't fly and everything, it can just, manufacture arms and shit, sync through all the networks. Everything's connected. So it's like
creates the fucking synthetic body, goes to transfer his consciousness in it. Now you got a fucking vision too.
Instead of the soul stone, he's just got launch codes.
Yeah, so that's the original. Yeah, that's like the original plot with Ultron is he was going to send launch codes, not he was going to drop a fucking city on the world. Like, I don't know. I mean, cool concept. I really, really enjoyed the movie, but
listening
like a lot of work.
I'm listening right now to the Age of Ultron comic book. Like I'm listening to it on the thing, and dude, it's pretty good.
Do you have that on Audible? I think I still have your Audible account. I'm about to log.
No, not on Audible. It's on YouTube. It's
really?
the Comics Explained. Yeah, it's really good.
And I'm always torn with the civil liberties that the studios take on making some of the movies, where it's like, all right, that storyline's great, but let's just tweak it. And you're like, fucking why? Like, put the things they change, I just don't understand all the time. But I don't know. Yeah. I will say this. I do like what DC has done. So the new Superman, they've created a new Superman to take the mantle from Clark Kent, aka Kal-El. So this is an entirely new character. Now they've created, like, he's part of the LGBTQ community, like he's bisexual or something. The new Superman is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great. I don't understand why they try to change old characters when they should be introducing new characters, because this is an ongoing battle in real time. No time like the present to introduce a new character, incorporate them into those same universes, but have these relatable, I don't want to say problems, because they're not, like, being gay or being trans or whatever isn't a problem, but how part of society, communicates how they feel about it is a problem. And so I thought that was awesome. I think it's cool that they're developing these new characters so that they can address those issues, those social issues and things like that. Whereas trying to rewrite old characters seems kind of off to me.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree with you.
So that'll probably be going through and that's one of the things where it's like, that's part of what I mean by civil liberties is, like, this character was this way in the comics. Well, we're going to tweak that because we wanted to appeal to all the audiences. And I know why they do it. It's a cash cow. They want to be like, hey, we're all inclusive. And I appreciate that. But at the same time, it's like, create a new character. It doesn't have to be that.
Yeah.
Create something better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
No, I really don't have too much on that. I'm just
you're just a very agreeable guy today.
yeah. You know what?
All right, this one does not deserve self-learning AI because it does have the ability to fly, and it is able to. I mean, you imagine this thing on a skateboard? It just ditches the skateboard, flies off into the distance. It's got fucking machine guns, and it just doof, 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 doof. Because let's be honest, anything robot related is going to be militarized at some point or another if it hasn't already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talked about this. Everything that we have as civilians, the military probably, now I can't say with any definity, probably has already had that technology for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I was just thinking how funny would it be if if someone creates an artificial intelligence that's self-learning, right? It's going to be Elon Musk probably Elon Musk. So I got a feeling he's just going to name it Ultron anyway. So just out of the scare factor and everything, he's gonna be like, yeah, it's self-learning. It's contained here. I promise it won't get out. But I named it Ultron. Why? Because fuck you guys.
He's gonna come out with a robot that is actually controlled by him. He's gonna say it's self-learning. He's gonna do all this destructive shit, and then he's gonna be the one controlling it with his Neuralink. All he's gonna have to do is think it. It'll do it. Ooh. And then he's gonna blame all the destruction that this thing causes. It's self-learning. This thing's got mind.
You get a Spider-Man Far From Home type of situation where he jumps in. He's the hero now. Ooh, president of the world right there.
Oh, with the fucking Mysterio and all that shit too. Hey. That's not a bad. Elon, if you're watching this, please don't. Like, I'm just begging you, man.
Please.
Like, fucking.
Let's see it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but as long as you're not in small town Central Ohio, I guess we're probably all right. But
yeah. Stay out of here. There ain't nothing here for you.
He's just. I mean, it's scary. It's a scary
Pull
thought.
up our one piece like that. You don't want that.
One of the 15 subways in town.
Yeah.
Just get it out of here. Please, for the love of God. What is up with that? Why does this town, and that's not just this town in particular, why are subways fucking everywhere?
They're like the Dollar General of the food world.
we don't do that. Yeah.
Put a subway in the Dollar General.
So to just kind of describe this to everybody, there's been a long-established Walmart in this town. It has a subway in the Walmart. Down the street, they built a Meyer. They put a fucking subway in that Meyer, and they're not but 2 minutes maybe apart from each other. And then if you go across town, that entire strip mall has been gutted except for that subway.
Subway's so strong, man.
I mean, they could take Jared Fogle down, but they could not take down the Subway franchise. It is heavily ingrained. When I travel, like when I'm just on the road, like doing road trips for work and stuff, I'm hitting a fucking Subway. Like it's the most consistent.
I haven't had Subway in such a long time.
Oh, do yourself a favor. Get yourself a nice toasted Italian sub. But here's the thing. There's a lot better sub places out there. Like, Firehouse subs, oh, so good. Jimmy John's, like they pack the fucking meats on Jimmy John's. But Subway it's just like, it's easy, it's reliable. You get some disgruntled fucking teenager who gives you attitude when you're like, put pickles on my sandwich, you fucking bitch. And they do, not necessarily willingly, but because that bread is like crack. Grammy, you tried crack? I think the only thing like crack might be crack. But by the way, we were sitting down playing board games with my parents the one day, and my mom just very nonchalant goes, "We have crack if you guys want crack." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" The fiance and I are like, Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they get out this bag of pretzels. I can't remember the brand, but she's like, oh yeah, these things are like crack, so we just call them crack. I'm like, you need to tell that story first before you just offer someone crack.
She's just gonna pull out a bag full of crack. Just, all right, guys, here, take your own. Don't be shy.
Yeah, you're gonna cut it up real fine, like okay, get it in a nice little line. I use a credit card. That seems to work best for chopping it up, but yeah, Dots. Okay, if anybody's interested, fucking Dots pretzels are like crack. So go to your local convenience store or whatever. In Perry's case, you need to try a Publix. No, thank you. I've been to the South a few times. I don't want to go back. Weird shit happens in the South.
It's just a Kroger.
Yeah, it really is. It's a Jewel Osco. Like, you guys don't know that. That's a fucking Illinois thing.
Winn-Dixie.
What'd you call me?
You heard me.
Because of Winn-Dixie?
No, I'm saying they're Winn-Dixies. Similar, like Southern Shores, right? Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I've never lived in the South. Are the bugs like fucking like you've seen yeah.
They're real bad.
Like in King Kong when they go to the Skull Island and the bugs are like human size. Are they like that?
Listen, no winter there, which means bugs don't die every year, which means they just get bigger and bigger.
Listen, people talk about winter and fall like it's a bad thing. Listen here, pal. Listen here. It's not. Yeah, a little nippy, sure. Okay. I understand that.
Winter's beautiful.
Gotta go start the car a little early. I get it. First of all,
Self-start.
if you don't have remote start in your car at this point in time, I mean, I get that there's people that do. Do not, sorry. But that's a standard feature anymore now, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it was a standard feature, I think, like late 2000 teens, you know what I mean? Because my car had it, but the wife's didn't, and her car's a year newer than mine. So, by the way, getting a self-starter put in is expensive and dumb. I wouldn't do it. Just buy a new car. And just to wrap it up, why do people run marathons? I don't know. They fucking shouldn't. Okay, that's it for today's episode. I love it. No, they fucking shouldn't.
But if they do, their knees are probably going to be hurting. And if their knees are hurting, they should go get themselves some CBD from CBDBrothersUSA.com. That's right.
I was like, what rhymes with hurting?
Let's not do that. The boys in the red, white, and blue USA, CBDBrothersUSA.com, are bringing you everything CBD related. They got gummies. They got chews for your dog, some beef-flavored chews, because they are unholy, ruthless fucks like the one downstairs. Maybe it's because God damn. Maybe it's your joints hurt. Maybe your mood's a little off. Maybe you need that little salve. I use the salve, dude. The salve is like 10 minutes, and I'm feeling the effects.
Melatonin, baby.
Get me nice and loose. Got a good smell to it, too. It's not like icy hot where it's like that minty scent. Oh,
yeah, what's wrong with the minty scent? All right, icy hot's nice. I enjoy icy hot.
You're fucking old now. That's the problem. But like I said, they got gummies. They got the tinctures, a couple droplets in your mouth right before bed, first thing in the morning. That's typically what I do. They got the lemon flavor. They got the mint flavor. The gummies, by the way, they got like a strawberry lemonade flavored one. They got like an apple flavored one. Mm-hmm. That's the real fucking deal. So make sure you're checking out CBDBrothersUSA.com. And if you use the code Idiots on Mike.
That's right. No A.
You're going to get 25. Yes. You're going to get 25% off and free shipping. You know what other CBD companies are doing that?
Free shipping.
Zero. Nobody
else. You know what
is
shipping can cost? Shipping's expensive, dude.
Especially right now.
Oh, yeah. You buy something now, you ain't getting it until January.
Yeah. By the way, I think Christmas is going to be fucked. I think the Grinch is going to steal Christmas this year. It sounds like they're already come out and making statements like, hey, 4 weeks. 4 weeks is going to be like a minimum for shipping times for some things.
Yeah. Well, they're having trouble finding work too because people don't want to work. So there's not enough staff.
You know why?
Okay.
Because they're all showing their buttholes on the internet.
Ah! Yeah, you can still do that.
Thank you. Thank you. That's right.
That's right, Grammy. The true heroes of Christmas. Postal Service.
That's right. Fucking Klaus. Klaus, hey, he's
Oh,
a
they?
postman.
That's
He's
right.
a postman. Look at he
Best
saved
man
Christmas.
postman
He
you ever
crazy.
seen.
That dude invented Christmas.
He invented, yeah. Well, I was going to say that too, but you did it first, so good for you.
Thank you, everybody who listened in this week. I know we ran a little bit late this week. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there. You guys came on. Perry, you did your fucking thing. Mama and Papa
Good job,
Steel,
Perry. You
Grammy.
did bad.
Always good to see you guys. And as always, from us to you, make sure you're going to check out the new merch, too. We got 2 new shirts. Fucking boys are back in town with the mammoths.
2 new shirts, baby.
2 new shirts requires 2 beers.
Right.
Rod's going to piss his pants. We'll say that's all for you guys today. And as always, cheers.